On this episode, YouTube is much bigger than you think. Hey everybody, this is the Quarter Show, and today I wanted to go over the strategy or to talk about YouTube and how big this thing really is. You know, I think a lot of people have this thing underrated, and they're looking at like, yeah, it's nice, you can post videos here, it's for kids or whatever. People are using YouTube and posting, you know, cat videos or whatever, but from a business to business standpoint, YouTube is very, very big. And I think it's bigger than a lot of people give it credit for, a lot of companies specifically give it credit for. Almost all of our clients are business to business companies. They're they're big companies and things like this, and certainly there's a lot of video work and things being done, but it's much bigger than most companies give it credit for. And when I say much bigger, I mean, like, when you look at Netflix and you look at YouTube, we're talking about two major disruptors to traditional media, things like, you know, CNN, television, all these different things. The whole thing is absolutely shifting, and any investment and any stock that was put into traditional media, TV advertisements and all these different things, those eyes are shifting. They're shifting away from TV and they're going on to YouTube. And you know, it's something that companies really need to double down on, you know, and I keep talking about it, but the way we look at it here is that companies need to be building out YouTube channels. They need to be building out networks, not just a channel, but you need to be looking at as if your own network, as if you're building CNN for your company. You're building an entire network, and the level that you need to produce content and put that out there for your network, not in a fragmented way, but in a huge way, in a methodical way, communicating a very specific message to your audience via things like campaigns, things like for all the products and services, and putting bits of content that's helpful, informative, interesting, and running them through the sales cycle on your YouTube channel is enormous. And there's a way to do it, and there's, you know, a way obviously not to do it. And I think that the companies that are doing it very well are benefiting from it. I think they're getting sort of the fruits of their labor. People are watching. They do want the content. They do want the information. You're going to make the sales team's life a lot easier because they can leverage all these different assets. They can pick and choose what they want to send to their prospect at what time. And, you know, and the prospects are watching. You know, so many people are out of communication these days. They're not necessarily, they're getting bombarded with email. They're going to get bombarded with phone calls. They're getting bombarded with social. Right, but the one thing they are doing is watching video, and if you send something that's hard-hitting, that's to the exact right audience, and you have the content to pick and choose and send out, you're arming your whole company. You can use it as product knowledge, you can use it as sales assets material, you can use it as marketing material, and you can rotate it, and it's recyclable, right? You don't create one and throw it away. It's recyclable. It's something that's on there. It's something that lasts. It could be a 4-year-old piece of content that's still relevant, that people are still using. Right? But people are not creating, by people I mean companies, are not creating the level of content that's really needed on their YouTube channel to really get the right kind of exposure and really capture their value proposition all the way through. When you follow a buyer's journey, you need to go through the entire buyer's journey in terms of what happens when you get a lead, or even before you get a lead. What happens before you get a lead? What's the initial contact? You follow that all the way through, all the steps that a prospect goes through, from way before the initial contact to the initial contact, all the way through to a close. And you think about all the things that would come up. What are the frequently asked questions? What about testimonials? What about case studies? What about experience trailers? Right? What about value props? What about product videos? What about trade show videos? What about other experiences? What other people are doing? What about ads? Just even ads that can go out on Twitter and be ads on YouTube and things like that. And you can load it up, and you can tackle it from marketing, you can tackle it from PR, you can tackle it from sales, you can tackle it from training. The level is enormous, and it's not just jam content on. It's like take a methodical approach and build an entire network. And if you do that, the people will come. And you are handling and doing a huge amount of the heavy lifting that the people in the company need those assets and need those different things to put them out there, and then the prospects are watching, and they're more inclined to watch. People nowadays, they have these things everywhere with them. You can watch a video on these things. It's instant. They don't want to go to your website. The truth is, they don't want to go to your website and just read all the content. They don't. People are busy. They're distracted. They don't have time for all this kind of stuff, but they will watch a 2-minute piece. They will watch a 30-second piece, and you can do it on your iPad. You can do it on your laptop, MacBook, or whatever. You can do it on your iPhone. You can do it on any device and tablet, and they're watching it all the time. And Facebook is coming out with, it has all the different video tools, and they're coming out with streaming. And then you have Periscope with streaming. You have Meerkat and just all these other things. Snapchat, all these different things. It's like the demand for video is going to absolutely skyrocket. And the companies that do it very, very well and have a strong YouTube strategy, a very strong YouTube strategy with a beautiful channel that really represents their company, and they have content in abundance, those companies are going to win. And companies right now, from what I see, they're thinking too small in this space. All you have to do is go to their YouTube channel and take a look, and you can see how they think of it and what they're actually doing. And it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt in the long run, or at least you're leaving a lot of money on the table. So invest in your network, not just a channel, or hey, we want to do a video, or hey, we need something for our homepage. Invest in a network. Work to build a network and build it out and make it huge. And that's the thing that's really going to pay off. And that's really spending your dollars smartly. If you did nothing else, I think that's a smart place to spend your dollars. It's a place that's going to expand, and it's going to have a strong return on investment, and it gives you a lot of options. There's a lot you can do with that content that's on there. You can make ads and do other things from that content, and the metrics are pretty good. You can see the metrics. You can track who's viewing and what's happening with the overall stats. And there's a lot of new platforms. If you look at a lot of new companies and startups and platforms in the space, they're showing you things to track. They're building things specifically for video. It's a big thing, and companies who are not really on the forefront of it, are going to struggle there. So focus on what is your YouTube network strategy. Think with the word network. Think very, very big about it, and go big about it, and you'll see the payback there. Okay. That's it for today, and we'll have more coming at you. Make sure #the quarter. You can ask questions and follow us on Twitter. It's the Quarter Show @the Quarter Show. All right, thanks.